week 5 of the One Room Challenge, and we're kind of freaking out.
We have to get this room together, and we don't have all the pieces yet, so this week is go time.
Go.
This week we have to fill up this room with furniture, and my favorite way to do that is with antiques. It's a big part of our style, so we've been doing a ton of shopping. Everyone asks, how do you know how much to pay for an antique? And what I like to do is some really quick price comparison. For instance, we bought a chandelier for this room and it was about $400. Now, whenever you're in a store and it's kind of maybe a bit of a junky antique store and you're spending 400 bucks, you're saying, is it really worth it? Is that worth $400? What I like to do is I go online and I go to a website and find a similar product. And I did that and it was between $1,000 and $1,500. So a $400 vintage chandelier is well worth it. We're standing in the antique store and we have to make a decision between 2 chandeliers that are going to go in the room. It's really hard because aesthetically we like one, but this one is definitely a better fit. So we're going to go with the one that's a better fit because it's lighter and the room's really dark, and this also matches our sconces, which already came with the house. This chandelier is a really close runner-up, but the reason why we're not going to go in this direction is because the scale of it is a little bit smaller than the other one. The other chandelier is wider, and our room is very square, so we want the width, but not the height. This one isn't quite as wide as the other, so we're going with the other one. Do you guys remember in the first week of the One Room Challenge, I said I wanted a really World of Interiors look, and everyone had all of this stuff hanging on their wall, and it just wasn't pictures, it was different things. Check out these shelves that I found. I found these for 60 bucks for the pair, and we're gonna hang these underneath the sconces to add some layers to our design. We're gonna do a treatment behind the bed to add some additional texture to the room, and I had a majorly hard time deciding between the fabric colors, and I'll talk you through my reasoning and why I decided in the direction that we went. We have this color here, which looks beautiful with the wall color, and it's very subtle. And then we had a color that was a little bit brighter green, and I wanted to do some green accents in the room, so this really appealed to me. At the end of the day, I decided against this one because it had too much yellow in it, and we tend to be leaning towards cooler tones in this room. So, this is our winner for our treatment behind the bed, and we're gonna put a lot of embellishments and tassels on this. Say hello to our new table. We wanted a table to put in this room because anyone who stays with us brings their laptop, or you just need a place to put your stuff. So the table space was critical. We wanted something that was big enough, but not too big. And then I found this multi-purpose piece that is gonna change my entertaining life. I guess that's how we could say it. Whenever we have parties, maybe about 2 months ago we had a party and I had to use a plastic pop-up table and put a tablecloth to cover up the legs because it looked so terrible. This table right here was 400 bucks. I can use it in this room, and look at how many leaves it came with. This is a great entertaining table. We can just carry it downstairs with the leaves and use it for a party if we have to. One thing I want to say before we get started is I'm not an interior designer. I agonize over decisions, and an interior designer would have the experience to know how certain things would look in a room and what would go. And that's something that I spend a lot of time agonizing about. I make decisions that take me months sometimes, maybe weeks. So a lot of thoughtfulness goes into what we end up choosing in the end. And I'll walk you through some of our thought process so that you might learn how we think, and maybe it will help you make decisions for your own home. I wanted to take a moment and explain why we chose this bed. It was a really tough decision, but there's definitely some logic that went behind it. First thing is I always buy beds new because it's really hard to find a vintage queen size bed. Full sizes are super easy to find, twin sizes even easier. But a queen size, this mattress size just wasn't really popular until, say, like the last 30 years. So I always look for new beds that look vintage. This bed is from Bunny Williams Home, and it's really beautiful because the scale of it is nice and heavy for our room, and it looks old. She did a really beautiful job of designing the scale of this bed to look like an antique, but it has the convenience of being a queen size. It's all coming together. We have our bed, nightstands, and chairs.
Tables, artwork, and a ton of trash.
A lot of trash. Now I'm gonna go rummage through our house and find some even more stuff that we can put in this room. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're gonna pull a few all-nighters and we'll see you next week.
But we're done painting.
Yeah, we're done painting. At least we're done painting.